Sometimes the people that get ahead are the ones that have more confidence. So, in this episode, I'm going to be talking about how to boost your confidence so that you can achieve more of what you want and be powerful in going for it. Hello, lovely dynamic women, and welcome to the Dynamic Women podcast. I am Diane Rolston, your host, and today I'm going to talk about how to boost your confidence using a three-step process. Now, the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because every year, as we come to the point of launching another Dynamic Women Secrets book, so we've launched Success Secrets, then Confidence Secrets, then Trailblazer Secrets. And side note, we just announced that the Leadership Secrets book coming out in the next 12 months, applications are out. In the show notes, you're going to find the information about this and how you can apply. But anyway, back to our three phases and this book coming out. As with every single book coming out that we do with authors, there's this weird place where the authors, and I'm calling them authors because that's what they are based on this process. They might be coaches, trainers, speakers. They might work a 9 to 5. They might be business leaders or entrepreneurs in another way. But what happens is they're an author. We have a book launch party. We have all these things, and they don't feel like an author. They don't. They're like, whatever. You put it together, Diane. I'm not really an author. Yeah, you are. You wrote the piece. Your name is on it. Your face is on it. And so often I see this, especially in my clients who are women, is that we downplay our accomplishments and we take that place of being humble. And I'll tell you, guys, they don't stand in that place of being humble most of the time. They own their successes. And I'm not saying that they're wrong for owning their successes, but and I'm not saying they're egotistical. What they do extremely well is these three phases. So I'm going to talk through these three, give you some examples of how you can apply this to your own life, even though you might not be a published author yet. Apply, go in the show notes. Anyway, number one is being present to your successes. So really like being in that place of what did I accomplish this week? Not just in my business, but in every area of life. And when you do that, when you look at every area and you say, what did I do? How did I achieve that? What did I do well to be able to achieve that? Who was I being to be able to achieve that? When you're present with your successes and you acknowledge them yourself and document them, you will boost your confidence. So I love using the dynamic year journal for this step. So every week going in and writing down my weekly success. I'll tell you, when you start filling this in every day or once a week and you look back, you go, whoa, look at all the cool things I did. Look at my achievements. Look at what I learned from them. Look at who I was being. Look at what I mastered. Look what obstacle I overcame, whatever it may be. When we are present with our successes and we acknowledge them and we write them down, wow, the power that comes from that. And, I had a client who was going for a job. She felt it was a little bit beneath her, but hey, I'll go to the interview. It's good practice. Well, when they started asking her questions about what successes have you had? Where do you do well? Where have you done well in your jobs? Because she had been practicing the writing down of the successes, of the achievements, she could easily recall her successes. She could easily recall specifics to when she did these things, who she was being, what she learned, and why she's amazing. Now, she didn't come across as egotistical. She came across as successful and confident and like the best option for them for this job. Now, as I said, the job was a little bit beneath her. But what happened was as the interview went on and she was more and more confident and shared more and more of her successes and achievements, they kept changing the job. So they ended up giving her a better job title. She was actually in the driver's seat, being able to say, well, I'd like more vacation time. I'd like to be able to work remotely. I'd like all these things. And she got the job and she had all those things. Isn't that amazing? So because she was confident by writing things down and being present with her successes, she had them in the interview trying to woo her, changing the job, making it a better title, better job description with better benefits. Amazing example. Number two thing that you can do is receive compliments and acknowledgements from others. And so there's a Business Insider study of how men and women view success differently. And when men have success, they believe it's due to their innate skills and talents. Great, amazing. High five, you guys. And for the women, they believe their success came from luck and help from others. How many times do we receive awards and we say, I want to thank everyone else? Or, oh, it was nothing. Like, oh, that was an amazing dinner. Oh, it was nothing. You look so beautiful in that dress. Oh, this old thing, right? You've heard these things before, and we need to receive compliments. Beautiful dress. Why, thank you. This meal was incredible. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I've been practicing my such and such technique. Or I followed this really great recipe. It was a little bit tough, but I did it. And so receive the compliments from others, the acknowledgments from others, and then go back to step one, be present with them, breathe, thank them for it, and then write it in your dynamic year journal so that you can capture the learning from them as well and document it as a success or an achievement. So receive those compliments. Don't deflect them. Don't push them away. Don't ignore them. Receive them. Thank you. And you could even agree with them. Okay? But don't push them down. It's kind of like someone giving you an amazing gift and you giving it right back to them. We don't want to be doing that with these word gifts of compliments and acknowledgments. And then the third piece, which has a lot of people super uncomfortable, is to announce it to others. Announce your achievement to others. So in the case of this, the people being in the Trailblazer books and even the other two books, you need to announce, hey, I'm going to be in this book. Hey, I'm in this book. The book is being published now. Hey, buy a copy of this book. Look at me, I've done this thing. And it's not coming from, again, an egotistical place. It's coming from a celebratory place. And if you don't have people in your life that will celebrate you, if you just have people that are cut you down or ignore the fact that you've done well, you need some new people in your life. I'm not saying you have to cut those people out, but you definitely need some fans, some people that will get excited with you, for you, and encourage you to do more things that maybe you didn't believe you could. When you announce things to others, like when I announced the interview with Jack Canfield, how he was interviewing me, people paid attention. When I announced being flown down to Washington State to do a keynote, opening and closing keynote, people paid attention. And you know what came from that? By announcing these different things, people not only paid attention, but opportunities came my way. And opportunities that were in alignment with what I wanted. Yeah? Yeah, and you can have the same thing too. Announcing it to others doesn't have to be, look at me, I'm so amazing, I did another book. It can be so grateful to be able to have shared my story in this book. It could be, I'm a published author. Thank you to Diane and her team for putting this together, right? We can still come from a place of gratitude without pushing down and ignoring our successes. So I encourage you in this next week, when you have a success, sit in the glory of it, sit in the excitement of it, write it down. If you want a dynamic year journal, link is in the show notes. They are on Amazon or on my website. Also, when you receive compliments and acknowledgements, say thank you. You don't also have to say a compliment right back. Oh, I love your dress. Oh, yours is nice too. You don't have to. You can just say thank you. And then write those acknowledgements down and compliments down. so that you can easily relay them to others. And then in the next week, and I hope moving forward, you'll do all these three things. But look for something you can announce. Maybe even today, as you're hearing me say these words, you know of something you've just recently accomplished, share it. And don't just think about sharing the after. You can share it before it happens. You can share when it's happening. You can share after it happens. That's a really smart business move to be able to leverage something longer. The Jack Canfield interview, I said I was going to do it. I then showed photos of me going to do it, and then talked about the experience, how it was. And it was funny because for about 45, 60 days, I actually didn't even release the interview. And then and people kept saying to me, oh, like, oh, can I still talk to you? You've been rubbing your shoulders with celebrities, or wow, you've been doing some amazing things to have Jack Canfield interview you. This is incredible. And then I realized, wow, I haven't even put the interview out there. No one's even heard it. They just knew it was happening or it had happened. So you can leverage your successes, your acknowledgements. This will also boost your confidence because not only are you acknowledging it yourself, other people are acknowledging it. But when you announce it out there, by being asked for other opportunities or people wanting to work with you, it's going to boost your confidence even more. So let me know, which of these three phases is the most important that you do? They all are important, but what's the number one for you? And if during this interview, or this episode, you found it a little bit harder to understand me, it's just because I have a cold, I'm all congested. And so I hope that on my next episode, we are going to be clear. And if you have a topic that you'd like me to cover, please reach out to Diane at dianerolston.com. And it would mean a lot to me if you would subscribe, if you would like this, and if you would share it with a friend. I'd really, really, really appreciate it. Until next time, stay dynamic. Bye.